Hi, Koyela. How are you doing today?
Yeah, hi, I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm
It's
doing it.
Coelia. Thank you so much, Jean. Really appreciate that.
You are very welcome. Yeah, I just joined just to make sure you're okay. So far, so good, right?
No, my camera is not enabled.
Okay, let me see if I can add you as a presenter for you to have access to do everything. Okay, how about now?
Let me see.
Hello, you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yes. Thank you.
Perfect.
Just let me
Thank
know. It's in
you.
1 hour later or it's right now?
I'm sorry, Rodrigue.
Yeah, we will start in 15 minutes.
That's correct.
Okay,
Mhm.
fine.
Hi, everybody. I will do some testing for housekeeping. So whoever joined early, thank you so much for joining. Have a little bit patience with us, and we'll get going. So let me share my screen and let me see if you can see my screen or not. And hi, Roderick. Really, really nice to meet you. Meet you, have to say, and really would like to also test out your slides as well, if we can see the slides or not. Okay, so first let me see if my screen is visible. Is my
Yeah, it's
screen
fine.
visible?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, and good. Now I'll stop sharing, and Roderick, maybe if you can present your first screen, that will be good.
And Rodrigue, I
Yeah.
already
Yes.
gave you presenter access. You should be able to share your screen.
Okay.
By the way, success on your presentation and thank you.
Now I can share my screen. Ah, yes, I can.
Perfect, great.
Just let me know if it's okay for you.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, great.
So Jean and Roderick, the way it will be that I will first present the slides. I'll talk about cloud data-driven community, give a glimpse about for the future data-driven summit, talk about a little bit, and then we will hand it over to you, Roderick, for you to take over the session. Okay. While for all the attendees, we would request, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Roderick.
No, it's okay for me.
Proceed.
It was just my. Sorry. I need to stop my phone.
Okay. So would like to understand two things. Is my voice clear?
Yeah, it's
yes.
fine.
Yeah. Roderick, can you speak? Let's just understand if there's a clarity of your voice or not. Just speak once more.
Just adjust my mic. Do you hear me?
Yes, this is much more clear. Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
it's fine.
And Roderick, would you be able to open your camera? Because we prefer to have at least the presenter to be on camera. Jean, let me
Yeah,
know.
I just forget to do it.
Okay.
Let me know if you can see me. Maybe I will need to adjust it.
Not yet.
Ah, okay. Uh, that should be okay.
There you are.
Hello.
Great.
Koyela, could you please,
Yes.
if you can start with the recording, if you do have access for that?
No, yeah, no. I don't have access for the recording. Sorry. Thanks, Jean, for reminding. Yeah, I don't have access for the recording.
Yes. Once you are about to get started, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, sure. So we'll get started in another 9 minutes, Jean, and then we will initiate the session. Okay.
I had just one question for my session. I try a dryer. Maybe it will last 40 minutes. Is it a problem or it's okay? Because for the
Yeah.
demo, I'm not sure to go at the end, so maybe 40, maybe 45 minutes.
Absolutely. You want to do a dry run quickly? You can do it right now.
Sorry?
if you want to do a dry run of your demo, you can
Yeah.
try it out, because
Okay.
we got still got 8 minutes we got, so you can just try it out.
I'll try to fill out myself. Oh, it's already shared.
Yeah.
Do I share on my screen? Yeah, I think it's already.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Okay, so before we dig into data mesh and Microsoft Fabric, there is a quick introduction to who I am and why I'm passionate about this topic. Led Microsoft Fabric and Dynamics 365 project in insurance, energy, and finance sectors, specialized in data architecture, governance, and compliance. Passionate about
Roderick,
monitoring.
uh,
Yeah,
Roderick, you're doing a dry run, right? You're not starting the session. Are you doing a dry run, right?
yeah.
Okay.
You're
Got it.
recording now or not? Okay.
That's okay. Continue.
I will just take 1 minute to try to clean my slider. So I'm here. So, okay, I will stop sharing my screen. Just as you can see, I speak French, so my English is not good. For me, it's a double challenge. So I hope you will help me. If you see I don't understand, don't hesitate to repeat or to try to help me and say. I can understand everything, but sometimes to speak, it's very hard for me to find the good word and so on. Thank you very much. This is okay. Where should I shake it again?
You are
Oh,
muted. You're speaking. Mhm.
hi.
Yeah, I'm here.
Is-
Good. Jean, should we get started? Because it is the time to get started. So would you start recording session when I start sharing my screen again?
Once you start sharing your screen, I'll be happy to start with the recording. Cool. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Yep.
Good. Okay, great. Very welcome to everybody today. Thank you so much for making up time for this great session that would be hosted by Rodrigue Yengo, Enterprise Architecture Solution Specialist, who is not only specializing in data platform, Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, as well as DevOps. Really thank you, Rodrigue, for making up time for this session.
Thank you.
This session is on implementing data mesh with Microsoft Fabric, a very relevant session nowadays, especially with Fabric being the most important solution for any data-driven solutions. Okay, so let's move forward. This session that you see is being hosted and being driven by data-driven community, which is again has got two sub-communities under it. And before we go into there is a re-establishment or reiteration of the official announcement that we did earlier. And that is on your right-hand side corner, Future Data-Driven Summit call for speakers. Great. So let's move forward again. Now for this, if you all go into the site of Future Data Driven Summit, you will get this small icon button, which will give you the opportunity to submit your whatever you want to speak on data and AI. And there you go. You will be part of the most important happening event of the year, the Future Data Driven Summit 2025. And you have also got the QR codes which you can scan and you can start your registration. I'll just give it a couple of seconds in case you're interested to scan them and we can go forward. Okay, great. Now, when you click on this site or when you go into the QR, it will land you in this page where you can actually submit your sessions as well as register as an attendee as well. And as you move forward, you can also understand that this is a cloud-driven community which we are now hosting this session. This is a weekly sessions that we have, which are hosted by the cloud data-driven community here. Now let's cut to the board members. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Jean Joseph, who has joined this session as well, who is our founder and the co-administrator of the Cloud Data Driven Community. Thank you, Jean, for being here with me. Then we have got Ronan O'Reilly, and he is the primary co-administrator of this community. Then we got Anna, Maria, and Deepti, who are the moderators and the event organizers. And comes me. And I am from India and I lead the enterprise BI capability infused with generative AI, leading to conversational BI solutions. And I have contributed in multiple hackathons and also have got some of my work get notably established in some very high profile developers, I would say developer community by Lee Diamond, one of them. And so thank you all for joining this session. And I will then move on to share how you can make this entire session more interactive and lively. Now, since this is going to be a session where Rodrigue would like to present and he will be sharing his thoughts, so it'll be great if you could start interacting by using the chat window. So use the chat window that you hear, ask your questions and discussions during this meeting. And throughout the time, we will have to keep your microphone muted. And this is just because so that the background noises do not come in. But that does not mean that you cannot share your reactions. So use the reactions button and keep sharing all your emotions. That will be really, really so motivating for the speaker today. And there, I hand it over to Rodrigue, who is going to give us a very detailed with a demo on implementing data mesh with Microsoft Fabric. Rodrigue, I request you to take over the screen from me and say a few words about yourself, and then we can get started.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you, Korea. Just to say, I'm very happy to be there with you. This is my first time to present a session in English. So for me, as I said previously to Kayla, it's a big challenge. It's a double challenge, I can say. But I will do all my best. I will do all I can to make the session each session. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate your presence. So let's start with my slide. Who I am. Before we deep dive into the data mesh and Microsoft Fabric, here's a quick introduction to who I am and why I'm passionate about this topic. I discovered data mesh 3 months ago, and I worked on a project. So what I will show you is a kind of recs about this project. And I led Microsoft project and Dynamic 365 project in insurance, energy, and finance sector. And I'm specialized in data architecture, governance, and compliance. I'm passionate about mentoring, supporting nonprofit with digital transformation. You can find me on Twitter and LinkedIn. And about my experience, I can say my experience is rooted in the field of my goal today is to make data mesh with Microsoft Fabric, both understandable, I hope, and actionable for your own context. And now that you know who guiding me this journey, let's go through the agenda. My journal is with 3 points. I make it simple to go through what is more interesting for us. At the first point, I will try to explain what is data mesh. I think it's important. It will help people who don't know data mesh to know to see what is it and why they can use it in their own context. After that, I will talk a little bit about Microsoft Fabric, and I will talk about Microsoft Fabric in the context of Dynamic 365. Dynamic 365 cell, name it, and I will explain why I take Microsoft Dynamic 365 cell for maybe 4 or 5 reasons. I will talk about it later. And for the last, we have the demo. I hope it will work because I tested another machine and now it's a new environment. I hope everything will be okay. In this demo, I will show how we can configure Microsoft Fabric, implement data mesh architecture or configuration, you can say. And to make it more actionable, we will link in this demo our data mesh implementation with Microsoft, with the Dynamics 365 cell, so we can talk about some aspect, I mean, business unit, domain, things that it's very important to really understand the data mesh. So let's start. I cannot talk about data mesh without talking about Zamak Degani. I think she one of the first to talk about data mesh. If you want to start with the basic of data mesh, today data mesh is everywhere in company, managing, well key to success. We will explore how data mesh change the way we handle data in modern analytics. Let's go back in 2019. At the time, many large organizations were struggling with data centralization. One big data lake, one central team, growing bottleneck, and so on. It was in this context that Zahmad Degani, then a principal consultant at True World, introduced the concept of data mesh, drawing inspiration from domain-driven design by Eric Evans and team topology by Matthew Skeleton and Manuel Pipes. She reimagined how data should be managed at scale. Instead of trading data as a technical aspect managed by a central team, she thinks data mesh should propose a socio-technical approach. Socio-technical approach is a term I found in its biography. It suggested that domain team, the one close to the business, should own and share the analytic data, just like they own the software, I can say. And the central data lake and pipeline, they became secondary. It's a big change, I can say. What mattered most was the data itself, its quality, its ownership, its discoverability, and in the reliability and all the aspects that define the quality of the data. Not the technical stuff or infrastructure, things like that. So to support this shift, this self-serve platform was needed because it was an exist at this moment. One that would allow demand to publish and consume data independently, but we share also a standard and governance. After that, Zahmad had formalized the principle data mesh in 2022. She founded Next Data Technology to focus fully on decentralized data system. So what I can say about her, if you want to learn more about data mesh, there are someone you need to follow, as I say, Zahmad Degani. So a big thanks to her. So data mesh, we can say, is a new way to think about data. It's a new paradigm, if I can say. It moved away from all decentralized system to more flexible approach. It helped companies use data faster, better, by giving team control over their own data. That was not the case in the past. So now that we introduced data mesh, let's look at how data analytics has evolved over time, understanding why change matters. I hope it's clear for you. I don't know. For me, it's okay. If you can see my content. So to understand data mesh, we need to see how data analytics has grown. Let's take a quick look at the story and when we are today. Years ago, analytics was simple. Think basic report and small data set, then come data with a large amount of information to process. Now we have real-time analytics where decisions happen instantly and step made data more powerful, but also more complex to manage. So data platforms have changed a lot since the next 10 years. Let's look at how they do step by step. Data warehouse, data lake, cloud data platform, and data lake house at this moment. In the 1980s, we have a data warehouse, was like a box where the company put all the organized data, like sales, customer list from different places. The goal was to make simple reports, like how much did we sell. It worked well for data that was already clean and structured, but it was slow to grow bigger or handle messy, unorganized data. Then in the late 2000s came the data lake. This was the big data, if I can say, the big data type. company add ton of new data, like videos, social media posts, and machine log, and so on, that didn't fit in warehouse. The data lake was like a giant pool where you throw all this raw data without organizing it first. You use tool like Hadoop to store it cheaply and analyze it later. But sometimes it goes messy and people didn't know how to use it easily. Uh, sorry. Uh, in 2010, we built cloud data platform like Microsoft Fabric. This was when companies started using internet cloud like Amazon, Google Server instead of their own computer. This platform mixed the best of warehouse and lake. They could enter organized and inorganized data, and they were fast, flexible. Tools like Snowflake make it easy to ask questions and use AI. The problem, it will be tricky to manage if you use many cloud systems. Finally, the data lakehouse appear. It's like a mix of warehouse and a lake in one. In Microsoft Fabric, call it one lake. With two like Databricks, let you store basic data, but also organize questions. Like a warehouse goes. It's simpler because you don't need to separate systems anymore. It's a good reports, AI, and everything in between. So, data platform went from a strict box warehouse to a big messy pool lake and to a smart cloud system cloud platform. And now to do it, all lakehouse, each change made it easier to handle more data faster for today's needs. So, to conclude, I can say this evolution shows us why old methods struggle today. Next, we talk about the challenge companies face with this complexity. As you can see, why are the progress in analytic companies still face big problems? Let's discover what these challenges are. Main modern enterprise deal with data silos, where teams can share the data. Access to data is often slow. It's we have delaying the decisions, and as companies grow, scaling all systems become hard. This issue blocks the full power of data. So we have data silos, as I say, we have a lack of integration, we have a departmental isolation, and we have outdated system. All these facts has a big consequences to the quality of the data and to the process of the organization. So this challenge push us to find new solutions. That's where the idea of data as a product comes, in which we explore in the next slide. Now let's talk about key idea in data mesh, data as a product. This change how we see data in a company. Data as a product means treating data like something or share, just like a smartphone or a car. It's not hidden in a system. It's make this all clear really for team to use. It's make data a real asset for everyone. So, data as a product, it means treating data like a product, of course. Teams treat data with Teams should treat data with a purpose, not treat data for no reason, making it valuable for others in the company. Because even if we are who create the data as a product can be used by another team, by another person in the company. So each data product has the owner. The owner most of the time, the person who creates the data depends to the governance of the company. Usually, the team that know best, like the sales team for sales data, for example, and the data is well organized with a good quality, so users trust it for their work. So, data as a product fit data mesh by turning raw data into something team can share and use like a finished product. So, what can I say to conclude with this slide? With data as a product, we need a way after that organize it. That brings us to the concept of data domain. What is a domain? Data domain are the next step in making data mesh work. Let's see how they help manage data better. A data domain is a specific area of data, like sales, as I said previously, marketing, finance, and human resources, and so on. It's depend to organization and company. It's depend to yes. Each domain is owned by a team, but no best. This keep data organized and let right people take charge of it instead of one central group. So when we say data domain, we just remind that data set the stage for the core of data mesh. Now let's dig into its four main principles. We already talked about data as a product. As you can see, we have many other principles, what we will see in the next slide. Based on what they can say, we have four main principles, but other people are add, how can I say, other principle, but I think this is the most principle that we focus on. Data domain, data ownership, data as a product, self-service infrastructure, federative governance. First, domain-oriented ownership, keep own the data domain. Second, data as a product, data is built, useful, and shared. Third, self-service data platform to let work with data on their own. Fourth, federative governance, rules are set across the company, but managed locally. Together, this principle create a new way under data. This principle are the art of data mesh. So next, we see how they come together as a solution. Data mesh solution should have some common points: decentralization, control, self-service tool, and data products. We will see when we talk about the data fabric, all the aspects can find them in what we call data platform or fabric solution. That's why most of the time we will use the solution to implement a data mesh architecture or a data mesh solution. So even if we talk about solution, what we need to know, data mesh is not something that is technical. It's just a way of it's just the way of think data that is different. It's just the way to try to put more governance around data to make more value on the data. So now we will talk about dynamic 365. I think maybe most of you didn't know dynamic 365. It's just a Microsoft Enterprise solution. We have many products. We have dynamic sales or CRM. We have dynamic customer engagement journey for marketing. We have dynamic customer engagement data. It's a kind of customer data platform. So we have many solutions on the dynamic 365. I didn't prepare a slide for this because I think just the most point of our presentation is just to name it. So you should know that Dynamic 365 Sales is a platform that helps business manage the sales work, iterate customer, deal, sale, data in one place. And the company use it to make sales faster, smarter, and the data treat like a customer detail or cell number can feed into Fabric for bigger use. Now, I think you can see the link between Dynamic 365 Cell and Fabric. We will use Fabric as a data platform. We will use Fabric to implement our data mesh, but Fabric don't produce data. We need a sources that will give us data that will be organized in Fabric, so we will be aligned with the data mesh for principle. That's why I take this solution to try to illustrate by example what I want to share with this presentation. That's dynamic cell. Let's see how it connects Fabric and the business unit in the next slide. We have, I can say, in Dynamics 65, we have this aspect of business unit. Business unit is like, how I can say, a department. You can call it as you want, just a way to try to organize all the team of in the company or in the organization. So if I take the example of Dynamics 365, we will have, because the purpose of Dynamics 365 process cell to help sales team to achieve their goal, we will have contact management, we will have a marketing process, we will have a customer services process, we will have an operation process, we will have finance process. And in contact management, we will have account management, we will have opportunity. So with this presentation, we can start to see the domain we will find in this product. So even if in Dynamics 365 we don't talk about the domain, if we make a good subdivision, I don't know if I can say, we can find this concept of domain Dynamics 365. With this information in mind, I ask myself how I can implement this organization. So the contact management teams will have a control of the data that related to the contact management. So in a business unit like sales or finance, they have their own data need. Fabric turns theirs into data domain. What team control the data? For example, Dynamics 365 sales data, like customer record, goes into Fabric data lake. The sales team can then own this data and share it as a product with others. So to create a business unit, I will show you. It's quite simple. Yes. Just let me know if you see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So, sorry, it's in French. So we go to select the environment, and for my environment, it's a sales trial because it's a trial. Yeah, it's take time, but okay. And now I will go to settings, and I have a user and the position, and now we have what we call yeah. Before the session, I start to create some business unit because I want to be sure we find it. But if I want to create a new one, I just need to come in, put the name and so on, and we will find my domain at this place. And we have also a kind of hierarchy between this domain. And if I take, for example, this one, you can see I haven't a parallel business. That's why it's the main domain. It can be the organization, yes. And if I take for this one, opportunity management, I see it's parallel, it's same process. So I can use this kind of structure, this kind of hierarchy organization to, how can I say, to design the domain I want to find in Microsoft Fabric. That's why it's very important for me to take this solution because I think it's very helpful when it comes to try to understand what is a domain. So we talk about domain. A domain can have a subdomain and so on and so on. It depends to the organization. It depends to any aspect. Yes, that's why I take Dynamic 365 as the element to try to show the link between domain as a solution, domain as an organization, and domain as a concept in data mesh. So when we talk about domain, of course, we have domain ownership because data own, if I can say. We have also data as a product. If I take, for example, the case of sales teams, sales, deliver, contract, interaction, account profile, and sales pipeline as a consumable product for other business units. And we have also talked about self-services infrastructure. Cannot consider Dynamic 365 as a self-service infrastructure because to consume the data, you need maybe a license, you need to have to be a member of the solution, but it's not how can I say it's not designed for this kind of purpose. Even if you can define domain Dynamic 365, it's not okay to implement data mesh because in data mesh we also have the fact that we need to share our data. So we have also federated governance. As you can see, for this solution, we have many domains. We have also some interaction between this domain. We have some common spaces. That's why it's very important to have a governance that should be federate all this domain. So to take this example, sales apply locally. Sales apply local governance within global standard enforced computational for consistency that fit the data mesh aspect, if I can say. And to conclude, this setup makes data flow smoothly across business. That's our overview. Next, we jump into a demo. Try to find how we can organize it. So now we will set up a data mesh architecture in Fabric. But first, let's look at our use case, the sales process or the sales business unit. Let me show you. Just one moment, please. Yes. So now we are in Dynamic 365. We have some element at the left, the lead, opportunity, the forecast, the task, the calendar. We have a contact and account. And if I go to the sale hub, we will find other information. So as you can see, we have a lot of information that can be helpful for other business units. So how we can share this information. That's what we talk about in the demo. The sales process, you can see at this place. This is the sales process. We start our idea to opportunity, qualify the need, develop and propose, and after that, yes, the client buy the product. And what I can say about that, once again, yeah. So the sales process in the sales business unit has three domains. First, contact management. Contact management track interaction with contact prospect using some table we found in the Dynamic 365 database and activity party owned by the sales teams. Second, it's account management. Account management under customer account detail with table like account customer relationship, also owned by sales. It depends on contact management. Third, it's the opportunity management, follow sales opportunity using data from both other domain and it's managed by sales. So this use case shows us sales data is split into domain. Next, we will start to configure this in Fabric with some prerequisites. But yeah. So how we do it in Microsoft Fabric? That's something I want to share. Yes. So to implement data mesh, we need first to be admin of the platform. So the first thing we have to do is to create the workspace. And for this demo, I already create some workspace. So now you can find all the workspace that already created. And if you go to the admin portal, we have also domain. As you can see, the organization I have Dynamic 365 try to make kind of a mirroring of the same organization, of the same business unit. I try to put also in the Fabric. To do it, it's quite simple. Just need to create a new domain. For this, I will take one create. Yes. Yeah. This is the organization I found in Dynamic 365. So to implement all the domain we can find in Dynamic 365, we need to have this kind of organization. So for the purpose of the demo, I already create this one. So I will try to show you how we can create the last one, so you can see how to deal with it. So Fabric. Balance. I have my domain because I have a kind of a hierarchy. I can create a subdomain inside my main domain. So for finance, the first subdomain would be invoicing. So I can create it right now. And the second one would be financial reporting. And yeah, and what I can find. I know in Dynamic 365 when I talk about the business unit, yes, it's main responsibility. It's invoicing, and so it's manage both invoice and payment. what table of the database are concerned. We have invoice, we have code database table, we have also code line item, and we have also payment. So we can find about organization. Each business unit will be considered as a domain, and each domain has its own data, and its data it's organized in a database within a table, and so we can have an idea about what table we need to sync with uh, Microsoft Fabric. When I say Microsoft Fabric, I mean the workspace, because when we are with Microsoft Fabric, we don't work on domain, but we work on workspace. Domain is just a kind of container to organize data better with more governance. Yeah. So after saying that, we have created our finance subdomain. So we can go back to our workspace. And in workspace, create a new domain, a new workspace, and we call it finance process. I can choose my domain, finance process. And as you can see, we have the main domain, we have also the subdomain we've created. For the demo, we select this one. And we can also select what capacity we need to link to this workspace or to this domain, and just need to apply at the rest. So as you can see, we have diamond that means our fabric capacity, and this one that shows us that workspace linked to the domain. So what we have done, we are create we have implement our domain in Microsoft Fabric. It's quite simple, but to do this is not enough to finalize the architecture, to finalize the session, because data source is at dynamic 365 size, and we will manage your data leveraging a data mesh architecture in Microsoft Fabric within workspace. So what we need now to ingest the data from Dynamic 365 to Fabric. That's why we do in the next step. So how we can sync Dynamic 365 and Microsoft Fabric? What I found, we have two options, and our architecture, I can say, is ready. So let's bring the data from Dynamic 365 cells. We use one option to connect Fabric. As I say, we have three options, but the question is, what is the best option? I tried some, how can I say, some information, some criteria, so you can use this criteria to try to find the right solution. There's no, how I can say, best solution. It depends to your project, depends to your organization, depends to many consideration. But for the purpose of this demo, if I have to choose one option, of course, it should be linked to Synapse. Why? Yes, of course, all three methods are viable, if I can say. But for this demo, recommend Synapse. Why? First one, it's a demo goal. You need to showcase selected table, as you can see, as I said, because if you remember, I said, for example, for finance, we just need to sync this table. So we don't need to think all the database or all the dynamic 365 table, it's not important for us. Just the four table should be all one. So this is the first reason I will take the Synapse link. And why link to Synapse work? Unlike link to Fabric, which sync all track change, table with minimal control and shortcut that depend on a sync table, link to Synapse let us choose specific table export from Dataverse to ADLC Gen 2, giving us precise control over the demo data. If I can talk about the benefit, we have also you can see it's in the foldable storage. We have near sync real-time sync. We have option to highlight synapse, and so yeah. So alternative link to Fabric and shortcut are simpler options, but they lack the tab level flexibility. For me, it's very important for this demo. But for this demo, even if link to Synapse seems to be the most appropriate for simplicity, if I can say, I will take link to Fabric because it's more easy to do, and I'm sure it will work in this demo. That's the only reason. But in the real life, I think for this case, the best choice should be to go to link to Synapse. So I will do it. What we have to do to link these two parts, we have to go to the admin center of Power Platform. For those who don't know, Power Platform, it's how can I say? It's a kind of layer that Dynamic 365 leverage. Yeah, it's a platform. Have many solutions. We have a central database, and most of Dynamic 365 applications use the same database. So the rule is the same for all these applications. So we go to, sorry, in French. Yeah. We go to, yes, we make for apps come. We need to ensure that we have the right environment, of course. And we have to go to analyze. And what we can find, link to Azure Synapse and link to Microsoft Fabric. Sorry, it's in France. That's what we have to link to Fabric. He asked me a few information. What I see, it takes a long time to finalize the process. But what I will show is just to link the two systems, and the process will continue until we finalize the synchronization. So I have to create a connection. Because I didn't do that. Yeah. Yeah. I see we have not time at the end. But yes, what I showed is just the way you have to link it. I cannot tell you, I cannot finalize the step, but most of the time it's quite simple. You just have to follow all the steps, and the link will be made, and after that, you find all your data in your workspace. Yeah. So try again. There are some conditions to make it, how can I say, working. Your Dynamic 365 environment and your data and your Microsoft Fabric should be at the same region. That's the case. And okay. Okay. I will try to get the connection. Yeah, I think I will stop my session here. I don't know if you have a question, but the process is this one. First, you have to define your domain according to your sources. If it's an enterprise application like an ERP or a CRM and human resource and so on, most of the time the domain are already defined in the solution. If it's not the case, you have to design all the domain based on the need, and you have for this to talk with the people that use in the daily basis on this data, and after that, have just, how can I say, to make a copy of this organization in Fabric, following the domain, subdomain, and so on. After doing that, you need to create a workspace. So you will link a workspace with each domain. You can link a workspace with a main domain, or you can link a workspace with a subdomain. And when you finish this step, you can say your data mesh architecture in place. What will be at the link is the process for which is used to send data from your sources to the target. The target, it can be a warehouse, it can be a data lake in your workspace. So this is what I can say for today. So with my demo, I don't know why it not work. I start this trial version 2 hours before the session. Maybe it's pause it. I will try to send it later if I can. So thank you. And if you have any question, I will be happy to answer all these questions.
Thank you so much, Roderick. And believe me, this is Murphy's Law. It's whenever you try to demo something that it has to go wrong, but otherwise it will work absolutely fine. So I think everybody who
Thank
is
you.
here will know this, that it keeps happening. And
Thank you.
I think what you showed is really good and really nice and really insightful. I request all the attendees, please use the chat window to ask your questions, share your observations, and also maybe just share something insightful so that we can all learn from it. So we really
Yeah.
look forward to your contribution, to come in and start asking the questions. In the meanwhile, I'll take over the screen from you, Roderick. Hope that's okay.
Yeah.
And so there we go. We would request all of you to please keep following us in our channel, that is a cloud data driven community in the meetup, and please do ask questions on this and also follow us and register in the upcoming events which are as interesting as this one. And we would also request all of you to also have a look at the Future Data Driven Summit 2025 and register or even submit your sessions in the call for speaker. We look forward to your outputs, your inputs, and thank you so much for joining this session.
So, so I can stop the video, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
By the way, outstanding presentation, Rodrigue. You did a very great job. Thank you so much for putting this together.